No Norris beat title rival Max Verstappen to Usgp pole as George Russell's cash brought qualifying to a premature end. McLaren's Norris produced a superb effort to edge championship leader Verstappen by 0.031 seconds on their first flying laps in the final part of the session before both drivers were forced to abort their second runs when Russell crashed at turn 19. Verstappen had produced a quick first sector and appeared to be with a strong chance of basically beating Norris's time, and Norris unlikely to improve before the red flag came out. The result boosts Norris' hopes of making ground on Verstappen after the Red Bull driver extended his championship lead to 54 points, winning the sprint earlier. Ferrari locked out second row with Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc with third place Spaniard 3 tenths ahead of second ahead of whole time. Norris is more likely to receive support from his teammate when Verstappen on Sunday, with McLaren's Piastri taking fifth, while Red Bull's Perez could only manage 10th after he had his sole Q3 lap deleted for track limits. Russell claimed sixth as a crash compounded a hugely disappointing qualifying session of Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton all the way down in 19th. Pierre Gasly produced an impressive display to take 7th ahead of Aston Martin's Alonso and Hesse of Calvin Magnussen. Liam Lawson, driving his first race since replacing Daniel Ricciardo at RB, flashed impressive pace to advance from Q1, but will start from the back of the grid due to engine penalties parts. But after a near month-long pause following Norris's dominant victory at Singapore last night, the question was whether the Brit could maintain his push to deny Verstappen yet another title in the final few races. While some of the focus the actual contest was taken away by McLaren's public outcry over the Red Bull bib, there were signs that Verstappen could actually be back on form this weekend, and yeah, it looked like that as well when he took the sprint, and he seems to be the fastest driver in qualifying, topping Q2, but Norris was told not to overdrive the car in Q3 and produced what was clearly the best lap of the weekend and what he thinks of his career, with a great lap to just hit Verstappen. While there's no guarantees in the final part that Norris was going to hold on, he ultimately did due to Verstappen's lap being kind of aborted due to Russell's crash. But Verstappen did say he was good about that and seemed relatively confident he was going to take it. Ahead of qualifying, many in the paddock had expected Mercedes to contend for pole after showing strong run lap pace on Friday before struggling with tyre deg in the sprint. It was therefore a huge shock when Hamilton, who's excelled at COTA, was completely out of sorts in Q1. The 7-time champ was off the pace on used tyres to begin with, and then was able to find minimal improvement with a soft compound. His struggles were highlighted by the fact that he finished 19th on the challenge sheet, with even his former teammate Mercedes Valtteri Bottas outpacing him in a poor Sauber. Hamilton appears to suggest he had a suspension issue during the sprint, and he didn't know if that had been fixed, or maybe they'd need a pit lane start to change the setup. He said in the sprint we had some sort of failure with the suspension. We changed a couple of things that pushed us in one direction, but the car was a nightmare in qualifying. I think we should start in the pit lane, otherwise I won't be going anywhere. Russell, as he's so often been the case, was able to better cope with the W15 and advance to Q3. He was on course to improve his time and find himself in contention for a position nearer the front when he lost control of the car at T19. I went into the penultimate corner, turned in, and the thing was caught by surprise. Maybe I was over pushing. Pretty disappointed with the damage caused, and that will go for a bit of work tonight. But both Lewis and I were confused. We were in the fight for pole yesterday, and then they were nowhere. Apologies to the team. They brought really hard to gain the upgrades, and it's disappointing how it's worked out, he said. And before I go, let me run you through the results from qualifying. Norris, an incredible lap to take pole. Really impressive from him, I have to say. Verstappen second, obviously he probably would have beat it, but Norris got it done in the first section. You have to credit him. Moving on then to third and fourth, I think Sainz had a really good weekend, and Ferrari will be pleased. Their race pace was good, so they'll be in the mix tomorrow. Piastri fifth, he'll probably be disappointed not to be a position or two high, but still in the mix. And then you've got Russell sixth. Great job from him, I think, compared to where Hamilton was, obviously. And he'll be hoping that car's all right and no issues, and he can race from there tomorrow. Gasly seventh, best of the rest. Great job from him. Similar story from Alonso, because he was nowhere in the sprint. Magnussen's kind of seemed to have a bit of a measure on Hulkenberg this weekend, so good job from him. Perez 10th. Obviously unlucky with that, but he's got to be doing it in the first run, and he's once again put himself in a bad position. Moving on into Tsunoda in 11th. Decent job for him, probably slightly disappointed not to make Q3, obviously having the tow from Lawson as well. And Hulkenberg 12th, compared to where Magnussen is, he'll probably be disappointed as well. And then you've got Ocon, who's just a bit behind Gasly, but I don't think he has the upgraded parts, to be fair to him. Stroll a way off, he'll be disappointed with that. Lawson, I did a good job in Q1, but obviously with the engine penalty, kind of irrelevant. Albon and Colapinto together, Williams just not having much pace in this session, so I think they'll be frustrated with that. And then you've got Bottas and Zhou behind their Sauber in their typical position. Lewis Hamilton, I've got no idea what happened, but obviously a huge shock, and seems like there's pretty serious issues with that car, and Hamilton just couldn't get it together, and it's going to be a very long day for the world champion 7 times over tomorrow. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.